Hey folks, I've got two weed eaters here from Walmart, the Hart 20 volt and the Hart 40 volt. And I've used them. I'm going to do a comparison of the two so that you'll know which one's best for you. First, I'll start with the 20 volt. I paid $118 for this when I checked today. That's what it is, still $118. The diameter of the cutting swath when you use this can be anywhere from 11 inches to 13 inches. And the way you change that is there's this little blade here, you may be able to see that you can just twist around. But I don't know why you'd ever want it on the small side. So we're just gonna call this a 13-inch cutting swath. It has a high and a low setting, so if you're doing easy things around the house, you can leave it on low, get more battery life out of it. Turn it on high if you've got a little bit heavier duty projects to do. With the battery, this one weighs 7 pounds. And when I did my tests with it, I spent 10 minutes at high power and then used the remaining battery charge until it ran out, and I got 22 minutes of low power. So 10 minutes on high, 22 minutes of run time on low before the battery died, and then I needed to charge it. This battery took 2.5 hours to recharge. That's longer than average. That's longer than most batteries on weed eaters that I use and review. So be aware of that. I also did a little test to measure how fast this thing spins, just to get an idea of power for you. 4,800 RPMs at low speed, 5,500 RPMs at high speed. The 7 pounds I mentioned is quite light. It feels light and it is easy to handle and easy to maneuver. So not a bad weed eater for $118. On the 40 volt, I paid $158 for this one. That's still what the price is when I last checked it today. This one has a diameter cutting swath of anywhere from 13 inches to 15 inches. Same thing, you can change this cutoff blade. And again, I don't know why you'd want to use that on the smaller side. So we're going to call this one 15 inches. So this is a 15-inch cutting diameter. You can cut a path 15 inches wide. This one only cuts 13 inches wide. This 40 volt weed eater is 11 pounds. This one's only 7. So this one's definitely a bit heavier. However, it's got a thicker, more comfortable grip, and it's pretty well balanced. So even though it's heavier, and you will feel that, it has more power. So the weight isn't bad weight. One thing I didn't mention about this, string diameter. This 40 volt can use 0.080 or 0.095 inch diameter string, whereas this can only use the smaller 0.080. So this can use a thicker string, and generally speaking, you need more power to use a thicker string, but also the thicker string spinning will cut heavier duty weeds and such that the thinner string won't. So definitely some more power here. In my test of the run time on this one, 10 minutes on high, just like I tested this one, 10 minutes on high and the remainder on low, and I got 18 minutes on low. So a total of 28 minutes of runtime versus 32 minutes on the smaller one. However, with the larger cutting diameter, you can get as much work done. But what's more important is the charge time of this battery. They're both the same capacity, overall capacity. This one took an hour or takes an hour or less, whereas this one takes 2.5 hours. So if you're weed eating and your battery dies, you only got one battery, then you go in and grab a quick lunch and come back, and this one should be close to charge, whereas that one 2.5 hours. That to me is a big downside. Additionally, this 40 volt version is attachment capable. So you can take off this end half, and they sell other attachments that you could use here. Same motor, same head, or same motor up here. So that is an advantage. Additionally, for the $158 when I bought this, the kit, it comes with this additional attachment head, and you can take off this head and replace it with this one, and these are just thicker plastic blades, so you can cut heavier brush and heavier weeds that the string itself wouldn't be able to do. So that is kind of handy, because sometimes you do have some thicker shrubs and such, and you need a little bit thicker than string, and that's really good. This one also has a high and a low setting. On low, this one spins about 5,200 RPMs, and on high, it's 5,700 RPMs. So a little bit faster than this one, than the smaller one, and the larger cutting diameter. for what that one's worth. To conclude, my recommendation is that this 20-volt version is probably underpowered for many people. If you just have a house and a very small yard, and the yard is neat, and you're just trimming around a fence, around the sidewalk, simple things like that, this will be all that you need. If you've got much more than that, you've got a larger yard, maybe you're hacking through some larger debris, larger brush, then this 40-volt version is certainly the way to go. And then overall value, I think the extra $40 for the 40-volt is worth the value, especially when it comes with this replacement head. And not just for the plastic blades, you can also put string in these posts that come with it, and you could use this as a regular weed eater, so you get a replacement head if you ever need that. And I've got many other weed eater review videos. I'll post a link up above. I'll also post links at the end of the video. You can check those out if you're interested in something other than the Walmart versions. But if you're at Walmart and this is what you're looking for, that's my opinion on these two products. If that was helpful, I'd appreciate you hitting the like button, subscribing. Good luck and thanks for watching.